Now, you might have heard that there are some changes coming to the CBT in 2026. Now, here's the truth of it. Something is happening, but not in the way that the comments on the internet might have you believe. Now, there's a strong difference between a rumour, a consultation, and an actual rule change. So, is your right to ride a 125 on an L plate about to get blown to pieces? Right, I'm covering this because DVSA have released a consultation on motorcycle licensing, training and testing, and that's not just speculation, that is government information. So, what is a CBT? CBT stands for Compulsory Basic Training. Now what that essentially is that is a day of training with an instructor on either a moped or a 125. And rather than pass a test like you would with your Mod 1 or your Mod 2, the instructor will sign you off to say you are fit to learn to ride that bike and train, and provide you with a certificate to prove it. And that's the key word, learn. A CBT is a learning license, not a full license. Now with a CBT, that will entitle you from 17 years old to ride a 125, but it does come with restrictions. So no pillions, no motorways, and it will expire in 2 years. So why now? Well, because the Department of Transportation have published a new road safety strategy for January 2026. Part of the picture, us, motorcyclists. Now, DVSA say that between March 2023 and March 2024, there were 384,000 CBT certificates handed out. Of those 384,000, 77,000 were test repeats. Now, DVSA framed this as a permanent learner problem. So the DVSA has obviously picked up on the fact that people are using the CBT as a full license, but as we know, it is not. It is a learning license. So what exactly are they going to do about it? Rather than forum theories, I have in front of me DVSA's official consultation options, and they are as follows. Number 1, CBT validity length. DVSA asks whether it stays at 2 years or becomes 6 months, 1 year, 3 years, or other. So that's basically, as it says on the tin, how long is your CBT valid for? 2, a minimum waiting period before repeating your CBT. So this is obviously aimed at the people who are repeating it every 2 years and calling it a license, which as we know, it's not a license, it's a learner license. Number 3, bringing theory or structured learning earlier in the journey. Now, with a CBT, there's no obligation to complete a theory. You don't do your theory until you go for your Mod 1. So technically speaking, if you're constantly repeating your CBT, it's arguable that you don't actually know the rules of the road. Technically. Number 4, automatic versus manual learner entitlement, where the CBT on an automatic or manual should restrict you to automatics as a learner unless you do additional training. So what that essentially means is if you learn on a manual, you can ride whatever the hell you want. If you learn on automatic, you might not have the skills to ride a manual. Similar to how it is in a car test, you pass it in automatic, you're not allowed to drive a manual. That kind of makes a bit of sense. Number 5, digital CBT certificates and a platform for records. Admin, fraud reduction, enforcement, potentially reminders. They'll try and sell you that as a good thing and to help you and write reminders and fraud and all that. But honestly, if you ask me, that's just so they can keep an eye on you. Based on what the DVSA have published, the direction of travel is clear. Reduce repeat CBT behaviour, digitise the whole system so that they can keep an eye on you. Now, all those points that we've mentioned are considerations, but here's what we think are more likely to happen. Likely to land first is whatever's easiest to implement and cause the least amount of disruption. So, if you ask me, that's all the digital side of it, the stuff that's going to make it easier for them to track and keep an eye on everything. Next, the changes aimed at the permanent learner. So this could be bringing a theory test forward, or it could be enforcing a gap between the times you take your CBT. We think that this is quite likely. Now, validity length changes are possible, but will cause quite a bit of disruption. So if you ask me, are very unlikely to be rolled out. And if they are ever rolled out, they will need to be rolled out slowly. Then there's the automatic versus manual restrictions, which can be quite contentious and will slow down implementation. Personally, I think that's a good idea. Let me know in the comments what you think. So we've covered what's likely, but what can you do? Well, the consultation closes on 31st of March 2026. From there, the DVSA will summarise the responses and the government will decide what to do. So anybody saying new rules next week, they're all chatting nonsense. If you're worried, you can actually have your say by heading over to the government website. We'll leave the link in the description below. My advice, if you are repeating your CBT over and over, it's probably time to start thinking about progression. And if you are planning on staying on two wheels for longer, you're probably going to want some accessories. So head on over to motoplanet.co.uk and buy any accessories you want. With that, I'm Liam. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. Do that.
Is there anything in that book?
Yeah, there's a little bit. Oh, my missus is ringing.